Welcome back to Ancient India Unlocked. If you thought flying machines and cosmic mathematics were the limit of our ancestors' brilliance, think again. In this episode, we descend into the forges and foundries of ancient Bharat, where metallurgists and alchemists were not only crafting rust-proof iron and surgical tools, but also exploring the very secrets of atomic theory and transmutation. If you're curious about how ancient India could smelt zinc before the world knew what it was, or why modern science still can't replicate certain lost techniques, stay tuned because the answers may astonish you. In the depths of ancient India, beneath the hymns of sages and the verses of the Vedas, was a parallel world of molten metals, crucibles of secrets, and minds that danced between mysticism and matter. From the forges of the Rig Vedic smiths to the metallurgical wonders of the Gupta age, India's mastery over materials wasn't just utilitarian. It was sacred, scientific, and astonishing. The story begins perhaps with the Delhi Iron Pillar, a 1,600-year-old marvel standing in Mehrauli, Delhi, that has baffled scientists due to its rust-resistant nature. Made of nearly pure wrought iron and weathering centuries without significant corrosion, this pillar wasn't an accident, but a product of advanced iron extraction and forging techniques involving phosphorus-rich slag that created a passive protective layer. But this is merely the gateway. Long before the Industrial Revolution, Indian metallurgists were smelting zinc at Zawar in Rajasthan as early as the 12th century, a feat Europe wouldn't accomplish until the 18th century. Zinc, being volatile and vaporizing before its melting point, posed immense challenges, yet Indian scientists had already devised distillation furnaces with intricate retorts and condensers that allowed them to extract metallic zinc, a process described in Sanskrit texts and confirmed by archaeological discoveries. Alchemy, or Rasa Vidya, was not the mythic gold-making folly imagined in popular lore, but a serious discipline, combining chemical metallurgy, Ayurveda, and spiritual transformation. Texts like Rasa Ratna Samuchaya and Rasa Hridaya Tantra detailed purification techniques, alloying, preparation of mercury compounds, and the creation of elixirs that claim to extend life or awaken spiritual potency. These works emphasize cleanliness, control over temperature, and multi-step transmutations of metals, often paralleling lab precision. The concept of matter was deeply philosophical as well. The Vaisheshika school, founded by sage Canada, proposed an atomic theory long before Democritus in Greece. Canada's Anu, atom, was indivisible, eternal, and could combine in various ways to create all matter. This atomic theory wasn't abstract speculation, but formed the basis for chemical manipulation and observation. Their understanding of heat, light, and motion indicated a framework for experimental science. Surgical instruments unearthed from ancient Takshashila and mentioned in Sushruta Samhita were often crafted from refined steel, including types resembling modern stainless alloys. Sushruta described over 120 surgical tools, many requiring precise metal quality for cutting, cauterizing, and shaping human tissue. These tools reflect a medical culture with metallurgical backing, extending beyond India's borders through trade and shared knowledge. India's Wootz steel, known for its unique crystalline patterns and legendary strength, was traded as far as the Middle East and Europe, forming the base for Damascus steel. Revered by warriors and feared on the battlefield, Wootz wasn't just high-carbon steel. It was a metallurgical phenomenon, requiring controlled cooling and carbon infusion, using techniques that even modern steelmakers find hard to replicate. Archaeological finds in South India show sophisticated crucibles, furnaces with controlled oxygen flow, and meticulous carbon management that produced this ultra-strong, ultra-sharp metal. These methods were closely guarded, and some say deliberately lost, to prevent exploitation by colonial forces. Metallurgy was also woven into architecture. The iron beams of the Konark Sun Temple, the roof supports of the Kailasa Temple at Ellora, and the seamless integration of bronze, copper, and gold in temple idols showcase knowledge that transcended art and entered engineering. Bronze casting, especially in Chola art, used lost wax techniques that allowed for hollow idols with perfect geometry, balance, and longevity. Temples used panchaloha, 5 metal alloys, believed to be spiritually conductive, but also scientifically resilient against decay. Ayurveda too leveraged metals for health. Preparations like bhasmas, ash, of gold, silver, mercury, and copper were used medicinally after precise purification. The procedures outlined in Rasa Shastra demonstrated controlled oxidation, reduction, and thermal decomposition, concepts now central to chemistry. These practices required weeks of preparation, exact timing, and deep knowledge of the interaction between metal and organic substances. Indian artisans and scientists even understood the role of nanoparticles. Recent studies on bhasmas show the presence of metal nanoparticles, indicating that ancient methods accidentally or intuitively achieved what nanotechnology is now attempting. Beyond India, the reputation of Indian metallurgy spread far. Arab travellers, like Al-Biruni, wrote of the superior steel of India. Chinese monks carried surgical and alchemical knowledge eastward. Roman records mention imports of Indian iron and bronze. Trade routes from Parat to Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece included not just spices and textiles, but engineered goods, metallurgical tools, and even philosophical texts on matter. Were these skills part of an interconnected global network, or were they uniquely homegrown? The answer lies buried in sands, ruins, and unread manuscripts. One such manuscript, the Agastya Samhita, allegedly describes electroplating, battery-like structures, and galvanic cells made from copper plates and acidic liquids, raising questions about the understanding of electricity and electrochemistry. And the Samarangana Sutradhara, though known for describing Vimanas, also details mechanical contraptions, automata, and metallurgy-driven devices for warfare and construction. Imagine a society where the blacksmith was both scientist and philosopher, where every blade and beam held encoded wisdom, and where matter itself was treated with reverence. While colonial narratives reduced Indian science to superstition, modern research is peeling back layers to reveal a sophistication unmatched in many parts of the world. Today, as metallurgists, nanotechnologists, and historians revisit these discoveries, we are beginning to realize that ancient India may have had a holistic grasp of material science far ahead of its time. Whether through cosmic iron pillars, surgical scalpels, celestial bronze idols, or philosophical atoms, the fingerprints of genius remain, awaiting rediscovery by a world ready to listen. If the flames of ancient Indian science still burn bright in your mind, let us know by commenting or below. Do you believe that ancient metallurgy and atomic theory point to a forgotten golden age? Like if you respect the lost craftsmanship of Indian ancestors, comment with your thoughts, reflections, or questions. Share this episode with your fellow knowledge seekers. Subscribe to Ancient India, unlocked for new revelations every week. Until next time, remember, the future is forged in the fires of the past.